Bonsoir, good evening, mbote na bino, and good Abend to every single one of you across the world, across the nation. My name is Gracia, Susuzande, and I hope you guys are doing absolutely fabulous, great, and you had an amazing day. All right, so we are here to talk about an amazing subject, and then as you know, it's important to be able to share as much as you can. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And that is not just by calling, but also by sharing on your platforms, meaning on your groups, meaning on your pages, regardless of the Facebook page that you possibly can have, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all them platforms. Why? Because we're trying to create a major platform in order to invite all these people around the world to connect not just with their mind, to connect not just with their, with their ears, to connect with every single area of themselves, because we're trying to learn something, but not just by listening, but also by putting in practice. Because what's the point of just listening if you cannot put in practice, right? So I'm just gonna give it a short little break. Tell a friend, share, go to the loo if you have to, and come back so we can continue on Etincelle. See you soon. how to be the best version of yourself. And this is the title, this is the theme that we started last time. I don't know if you guys remember that we kind of touched on that, but we thought like, why not continue on the same platform but going a little bit deeper, in meaning self-encouragement within this becoming the best version of yourself. You know, there's so many things that you can encounter, there's so many things that we can discuss, and we did discuss self-motivation. So as you all know, in my other platform of Instagram, whether it's Facebook or every other platform, I kind of mentioned, I went a little bit like a 2-minute video of self-motivation, how mandatory it is, but I didn't go too deep. So I feel like, why not touching on that, because it's one of the key to become the best version of yourself in a specific area of your life, specific area of what you are currently working on. All right, and so if you have your pen if you have anything that is close to you that you can write on, because sometimes when we're listening, you know, some ideas can come to you. Like, you're like, oh, this is what I wanted to hear. This is what I needed for this moment, for this time, for this season. So it's important to catch that on. But sometimes just listening on its own is not sufficient. So why not write? Yeah, I have my pen and I have some few papers with me, just in case an idea comes through in my mind, and so I can be able to share it also with you. All right, so do not forget that you are the star of this show, you know, and then it's always a pleasure to have me, you know, in your screen right now. All right, we are starting self-motivation, how mandatory it is. Some people, you need to define first what is really self-motivation, and we have two words. We have self and we have motivation. Self is all about you. We're talking about yourself. You are the person, you know, you are the being in that story, you. All right, and you have motivation. And if we need to define motivation, it is a reason or reasons of for acting or behaving in a particular way. Right, that is what the definition is. So motivation is a way of acting, reacting in a specific way. But if we have to combine both of them, we have self-motivation together, we have the force. It's basically a force that drives you to do things. The energy that can come somehow from something, from somewhere, from someone's mind, mouth, something, you know, that energy that can come from someone that drives you, that gives you that boost, you know, that boost and the ability to motivate yourself. And so we spoke about so many people across the nation, across the world that have started. You know, you can be probably the person who has started a business. It could be also family. It could be anything really. Like, as long as you start, as long as you try. Because people think like, oh yeah, should I not? That doubt in your mind that can possibly drive you from not trying. Forget about that. Let's put that aside. But I'm talking about you actually trying, whether it's a business, like I said, whether it's a family, whether it's studies, whether it is ministry, whether you know that you have a calling within your life. Regardless what it is, as long as you are starting. Many do start and somehow in the middle, that's where things are getting really rocky, is really becoming wobbly, is not moving forward. And that is where we are in that moment. Because finishing the story is good, but it's the middle part that matters the most. All right. And then that is where I want we want to touch. That is where self-motivation usually comes really, how would I say this? Crucial. You can start by motivating yourself to start a business, yes, but when it comes to the middle part, most people tend to drop. Most people tend to leave it because things are getting difficult. Money is not coming through, or the dream, the things that you had in mind is not really working for you. And you just have people around you telling you the wrong things, and telling you to leave it, telling you that you can't make it, telling you that is not necessary to continue the journey, that all the negative thoughts and negative words that should not be there suddenly start coming to you, and it can literally leave you from dropping. So self-motivation is a key, as I said, but it's also a skill, right? It's a skill. You train yourself to it. Somehow life teaches you in a hard way that you need to motivate yourself. Somehow life is bringing you in levels, probably young, very, very young, teaching you how to be strong for yourself, to be that backbone of yourself. And sometimes like life takes you maybe in your late journey to motivate, but usually it's always really young and even in the middle. So, c'est ce que je veux dire, c'est ça en fait, c'est que te motiver, c'est important. Mais souvent, ça arrive, soit c'est au début, ou soit c'est vers le milieu. Parce que c'est là que les choses deviennent un peu plus difficiles. Et c'est facile de pouvoir juste laisser cette histoire, de ne pas pouvoir continuer. That is basically what I want to say in French. All right, moving forward. Thank you so much, Evangelist Cathy, for, connecting yourself. Please tell a friend to tell a friend. Thank you so much, Bertno Nadia, for always being on point. We say thank you for Yannick Immortel, CP, la CP Place. Is that your name? Really? That's amazing. We say thanks to Nicole for always being there, for all the connected of tonight. I really, truly greet you. Please share, tell a friend to tell a friend. So we are continuing. We say that ways to motivate yourself. Way to motivate yourself is by taking responsibilities. In everything that we do, there is the pro and there is a con. There is, the negative side and there's the positive side. We are going to try our best to cover every single one of them, okay? You are possibly a pastor and you started a business. You started some people say it's a business, but you started this, a church. You started this, this amazing situation right there, and you start having people suddenly, members are leaving, members are going, not because you're not good at what you're doing, but because it happens, that you're in a space where things are not really right. So take responsibilities of your action, meaning that you had the vision of God gave you the vision, right? Let's just say that God gave you the vision. So you started it because you could have declined. But you didn't. And you continue on that journey. But somehow things are getting difficult. So what I'm trying to say is that sometimes it's not somebody's fault. It's not because they are leaving that you should quit. It's not because things are getting hard that you should leave it aside. I'm saying it's not because one of the singer is not there that you should not preach. It's not because you have a cough that you should not do your work. Situation will always occur. But when we're talking about your vision, it means standing firm in that situation, in that time, and still continue. Self-motivation comes in that time to tell you to not give up. That is basically what it is. You are motivating yourself, that you're telling yourself, I entered in this field. I entered in this time and I am not giving up, regardless if, though, I can't speak English and then the members of my church are from England, for example. I can't speak French, but you can't give up, though. That is where I'm trying to say, taking responsibility of your church, of the calling, of the gift, of everything that the Lord, if you're a Christian, has given you at that time to continue the journey. All right? What I'm trying to say is that you cannot be the one listening to the wrong words. Because there are going to be the blackbirds coming whispering things to you, whispering things in your ear for you to drop, for you to leave it. Hey, we are all different in our own way, Like Evangelist Castille, you're different in your own way, precious in your own way. But it doesn't mean because someone is telling you one thing that you should listen to it. Take responsibility of the business that you started. What is it that you started? Is it media? Is it beauty? What is it? What is it? And there's so many things that you can possibly start, but also easy to drop. And that is where I'm saying, like, taking responsibility of what you have started and not giving up. Continue to push and continue to hang on into it, because that is the right thing to do. We're also going to touch on the right thing and the good things. All right. So moving forward, we say finding your why. Finding your why. Finding your why, it links to purpose. Purpose. And I like purpose because, and that kind of goes into what the deacon Clever Lukoki said, talking about purpose. Find your purpose. Find your purpose. I can give an example of your chair. If you have the gift in your hands and you're able to make a chair, you need to know the reason why you create that chair. Is it to sit on? Is it to stand on? What is it? You need to find the why. But find the why of whatever you're doing, basically going beyond material things. Because if you have to hang on material things, your motivation is not going to be strong enough to push. Material things comes, material things goes, material things break, material things can disappear. But if you go beyond on what if you go beyond on material things, then you will keep on finding the reason of the why and keep on pushing. What is your purpose? If you have never asked yourself that question, well, I need you to ask yourself the question tonight. What is the purpose of what you're doing? Anthony Joshua has a purpose. I mean, he's fighting. He's standing in that ring every single time because he has a purpose. If he keeps on training every single time and he's not slacking back, he has a purpose. There was this match that he had, I can't remember exactly who the person, but he fought and he lost. He lost that. And he could have just left it because, I mean, he's a rich man. He made himself some money, in that field of boxing. But guess what? He didn't give up. He came back and fought again and he won the battle. So this is what I'm trying to say, like finding the purpose. Thank you so much, Christelle, for connecting. Christelle de Cristo, please share as much you can. All right, finding the purpose of what you're doing. Go beyond of the material things. You will succeed in all means as long as you keep on holding on into something that is precious, something that has so much value. The purpose is within you. It's not outside you. It's not outside. People will look at you. They won't be able to see their purpose. You need to be able to find it because you walk with it. You sleep with it. You stand up with it. You go and eat with it. When you go and meet your friends, that is basically with you. Purpose. It's I can't touch more no more than that. I mean, purpose is crucial. Finding the why. Connect yourself, connect your goals. Someone said, connect your goals back to your purpose, and you will never lack self-motivation. Should I say that again? Connect your goals back to your purpose, and you will never lack self-motivation. Ooh, that is deep, right? It's so deep because goals are mandatory. You're starting a business, you're starting whatever you're starting. If you don't have a goal, forget about it. Simple as that. Are you in the beauty department? Are you in the hair department? Are you what are you? You need to define yourself. Self-identity. Define in what area you're finding yourself. You started it very well and somehow you start slacking back. somehow you can't seem to find a reason to fight anymore. Possibly because the reason why you were in that business, someone else inspired you in it. But your dad did. They pushed you into something that you didn't want to do. I mean, like you, uh, you did it probably for your children. Or maybe you're trying to do something so someone can like you. A lot of people do that. They start something because they want people to like them, because they want people to see them. It's all about them. It's all about this, that little person that's inside. It's all about you. But you are not seeing the goal here. You can't seem to give a message in what you're doing. There's no self-motivation. There's nothing really inside. And that is really what I find it so sad. So sad. So sad. Purpose. Finding your why. I believe Clever Lukoki has underlined it, and he keeps on doing it. So if you haven't watched his show, connect yourself every single Saturday. And you'll find him. You'll find him. Go on his page and you'll see why he's screaming purpose. All right, let's move on. I'm going to give you that short little break. Please don't go anywhere. Tell a friend to connect, because we need to find, you need to find your why. You need to find a reason beyond the material. You need to find, you need to connect yourself to yourself in order to motivate yourself. Don't go anywhere. We're coming right back. See you soon. We are back, and I'm so happy to have every single one of you connected. I'm so, how do I say this, passionate in what I do, honestly. So forgive my my energy tonight, because I'm feeling this subject tonight, and a lot of people, I've been thinking about this. I've been really pushing the thought so far, and so I just feel like self-motivation is lacking in so many areas of our lives. So please feel free to drop a message. My phone is right next to me, and I'll be reading your comment, and anything that you feel like you wanna say to someone, to somebody, honestly, tag someone that you feel like, hey, you want me to shout on. It's definitely going to be done. Thank you for all the fire. I can see fire. Clever Lukoki, thank you so much, Deacon, for connecting, and we are continue. All right, so many areas of our life are self-motivation is lacking, And then I really wanted to touch on starting with studies, for example. Let's start with study. Not even study, but what I'm trying to say is you are probably a student, and it's true, like the reason why sometimes we go to school is because our parents, which are who are our guardians, you know, they're trying to make sure that we have the right education, academic anyway, when we're speaking about school, all right? And they want us to succeed in all means, to succeed especially in that area, because they want us to become the greatest, the best. They don't want anything, they don't want us to lack anything in our journey, because sooner or later we will leave the nest. Sooner or later we're going to be flying on our own. So when we fly on our own, we need to be able to fly high and not low. All right, I'm sure if you're a parent, you'll be able to relate to this. And if you're a student, and if you're just a young child or just a young lady, young guy, then you are possibly connecting yourself also. At the end of the day, yes, you're going to school, but when it comes to doing your homework, when it comes to studying, when it comes to revising, when it comes to your testing, when it comes to exams and so on, it's not up to the parent anymore. I mean, I could say less than 50%, but possibly 80% of everything that you're doing is you. Is you. They're trying to make sure that you wake up in the morning, you're dressed, you're healthy. They're taking care of all of the things that they need to take care of, you know, parent. But when it comes to the child, when it comes to them, they are the one going to school, and they're the one taking in the information, writing in the information, going home and practice, and so on. So when we're saying your responsibility, meaning that you're taking all that, you're going home, you don't just need to leave it on the side, but you need to revise, you need to work, because everyone has their own area of where they are strong. I mean, I'm a visual person. I just need to see. That's all I have to do. I just need to see. Someone else, they need to write over and over again for them to get it. Some people, they need to listen over and over. I mean, possibly they will ask questions over and over again for them to understand exactly what the teacher is saying. You know, like, there's so many areas of understanding. But what I'm trying to say is, like, you cannot blame it to anybody else for failing your exam but yourself. By yourself, why? Because self-motivation comes in when you are revising for that exam and somehow it's 2 a.m. in the morning. Yes, it's 3 a.m. in the morning. You can ask possibly someone who went to university, they will tell you how sometimes they don't even sleep until probably 6 in the morning. They need to pick up all their stuff and start running for university, you know, to the class and so on. Living from home, because you live in UK and your university is in Manchester, right? Motivation comes that when you're tired, when somehow you have that bowl, that black bowl, and you're pushing, you're going towards the hill. You're moving forward towards the hill, and that stone, that bowl is so heavy. Ooh, it's so heavy. But that bowl doesn't belong to anybody else. It belongs to you. It belongs to you. So someone else cannot push it. People can be behind you, yes, trying to help you, probably holding on your back as well and pushing with you. The thing is, let me tell you something, and that is the fact. They don't have to. They don't have to. They don't have to push with you. When it comes to situation in life, whether it's studies, whether it's work, whether it's your dream, whether it's your designer, like whether they don't have to push with you. But do you know who needs to push the most? You. You need to push the most. Someone who probably relates to your dream, relates to what you're doing, relate, feel like, hey, like, let me join in. And they can do that. But somehow they'll force, they'll slack back a little bit. They'll be like, let me go get a drink. Let me come back. Actually, I don't even have to be here. It's true, they don't have to be here. They can come and go. But you need to be persistent. You need to stay there and keep on pushing that ball to where you're supposed to go. Purpose. If you don't have that purpose that pushes, that is more than just material, you will drop that ball and that ball will roll back to where it comes from, and you're gonna have to run back down, taking that ball and start pushing back up again. Oh, you don't want that. That's one thing for sure. You don't want that. The reason why, if I can touch, because I can be in that zone as well. Like, I have someone asked me a question on why do you think young marriages, fail. I could say that my answer to that was acceptance, purpose, lack of purpose, and self-motivation too. We spoke about so many things, but these are the main three that I mentioned in the communication we had with this person. All right, the dialogue, and the reason why I say acceptance, because the same way how, like, I'm changing, the same way how I'm evolving in life. I was not 10 years ago, I was not the same person. And here I am, I'm Gracia, like this person who's moving in a different direction. Somehow 10 years later, I'll be a different person. If the person I'm with cannot seem to accept me changing toward in this journey, somehow, like, we will go in different direction. The other thing as well is purpose. If you enter in this journey, enter in this field, enter in this marriage, in this commitment without purpose, you will fail into it big time, and you will regret why you even entered into in this union. Love is good, but it's not enough. You can love what you're doing. You can love designing, painting. You can love traveling around the world. But if you don't have purpose, forget about it. If you don't have self-motivation in what you're doing, because, hey, you entered in this union with this partner. Yes, you love her, you love him so much. But if you not keep on motivating yourself and her, or vice versa, you're not motivating yourself in this union that you're in, forget about it. It will fail. Keep on motivating. That is your responsibility. The responsibility to keep on pushing, to keep on holding on. Regardless of that wind that can blow left, right, whether it's snowing, regardless of the season, whether it is spring, winter, summer, autumn. Hang on. Keep on holding on. Motivate yourself. If today you ate pasta, change tomorrow. Have pizza, change the next day. Go out. Hey, you haven't discovered London. Let me tell you, you have been living in London or in UK for so long, but you probably don't even know Blackpool. You probably don't even know Blackpool. You've never been to Blackpool. But you live in UK. You live in England. You want to see all these other countries, but you even haven't discovered, probably you've never been to Cambridge, for example. But you've never seen Enfield, for example. When someone asks you, like, have you been? Oh, no, I've never, because you probably feel like you're so posh. You're too posh to go there. I just know Oxford. Me. No. Self-motivate yourself enough to know things. Somewhere, if I can touch, in the Bible, they say, my people are perishing, lack of knowledge. Ooh. Knowledge is also self-motivating. Yeah. Knowledge is also self-motivating. I have so many people around, and I mean, there's so many people around the world who've, if you feel like, hey, I don't have what it takes, then I can never become the person I really want to become. Sometimes it's all about starting with what you have. And there's someone that have told me very clear, and that is Apostle Mylene Mudiai. We touch on the subject of Justin Bieber. We have we have Justin Bieber, Nicki Minaj here, Hilary Swank. We have Demi Moore. We have Leonardo DiCaprio. We talking about Oprah Winfrey. We talking about Richard Branson, and there's so much more, so many more people out there. Even herself, Apostle Mylene. We talking about Gracia Susuzande, who probably, all these people have something in common. Started from nothing, had a goal in mind, worked hard, and became who they are today. Yeah. And if I have to talk about Justin Bieber, he said somewhere that I remember being poor. Ooh, I remember being poor. And somehow, like, it was hard. That's why he said it was hard. We all have our own definition when it comes to poor. For you, probably poor is lacking maybe that Benz. For you, that's poor. For someone else, it's not be able to eat for 3 days. You know, for someone else, it's maybe just lacking that £1 that day. I don't know. It depends. Everyone has their own definition when it comes to being poor. But he said, I remember being poor. Today, Justin Bieber, yeah, despite of the up, despite of the down, despite of the left, right, he hung on to the gift that he had, and his gift was music, be able to sing. He pushed himself enough. Do you think it was easy for him to become who he is today, working with DJ Khaled and all these amazing, great people around the world, the Usher and so on? I mean, no, it wasn't. And yes, and yet he fell into depression. He was in that place, that zone where things were not right, taking drugs here and there. Yes, he probably met this most beautiful lady who is by his side right now, but it has never always been pink for him. You know, sometimes money can really go over your head, and you're just becoming the most disgusting person, even to yourself. But he hanged on, and I believe self-motivation was also his part, and he kept on pushing. He was down, he kept on for self-motivating himself, and people who possibly loved him as well kept on self-motivating him in order to come out of a hole and keep on flying high. We have Nicki M with Nicki Minaj. She said I kept on going. She remember going inside her room, kneeling down and praying to God to help her becoming rich in order to help her mom. Wow. Is that your goal too? Having a goal in life is important. And then don't forget that along the way, you need to sacrifice. Self-motivation takes a lot of sacrifice too. Are you a preacher? Are you a man of God? What are you? In your identity, sacrifice. She sacrificed so much time in a studio, sacrifice like time where she was not even sleeping in order to write words, to write songs, inspire herself, and so on. That should be the drive within you. Self-motivation. You can be a preacher today and somehow like words are lacking. You can't seem to, you don't even know what to tell the people, the congregation that on that Sunday. Words are missing words are missing. But if you give up and you say, today there's not going to be any church, service. We're just going to keep it the next time. Oh yeah, let me just close the church. Or let me just close whatever I have going on because I'm not inspired. The more you keep on bumping like that and keep on bumping like that, you will never make it. You will never make it. You will never make it. We have Leonardo DiCaprio. Ooh, he said that money was always in his mind. And for him, acting was just a way, a quick way to make his dream come true. Fair enough. But at the end of the day, there was a self-motivation part in there too. Being an actor is not easy. It's not just memorizing words and just do it. It's about entering in the character, of that character that is not you. That is not you at all. You're playing someone else. You're playing a different person. Some people, before sinking into that role, they need to isolate themselves. They need to take part. I mean, it's a different person. They need to lose weight, for example. You were so healthy, and so somehow you need to lose weight to enter in this field. Self-motivation. Many of the people that I just mentioned right now had to motivate themselves. We'll talk about Oprah Winfrey. We're talking about Leonardo DiCaprio. We're talking about Richard Branson, the founder of Virgin Group. I mean, today he's far. If we can go further on into all these people across the nation, someone that you are looking up to, someone who you are looking up to, could be your mom, could be your dad, someone that you inspire yourself to be, like, for the person to leave work, to leave home at 5 a.m. in the morning. Listen, it takes self-motivation to go work and coming back. It takes self-motivation, because at the end of the day, you can feel like, hey, I can't do that anymore. I'm drained. I'm tired. I can't do it anymore. But you keep on going. You keep on pushing. Why? Because there is self-motivation right there. So keep on. Keep on. Keep on going. Keep on going. Fire needs to be burned within you. All right? We're coming back in a couple minutes, and I hope you are taking in all this information. And really, I hope you're really taking in the information. We're coming back in a minute. Stay tuned. And we are back. How you feeling tonight? Yeah, you're good? We're pushing, we're pushing. And so we want to speak about the negative side of self-motivation because that also exists. You know why? Because um the same way how you can have a knife in your hand, it is able to cut, to kill someone, right? That same knife is able to cook food with, to chop on, the vegetables and to prepare the food good enough for it to go in your stomach, for you to, enjoy the food. If there was no knife, honestly, we're just going to be just putting everything together. But that knife is essential, it's very mandatory. So the same way how we speak about self-motivation, which is something positive, there's also the negative side of it. If you cannot seem to, understand it properly, the first one is hopeless. Ooh, hopelessness. Hopelessness. You can write that down. When you're hopeless and you feel hopelessness, honestly, there's nothing you can do. You can do nothing. What is it you're going to do? What is it that you are going to do if you're feeling that way? If that feeling drives you and just takes you, you know what you're going to do? You're going to wake up that day with that feeling, laying down on your bed and possibly feeling mellow. Feeling, talking about or thinking about the past. Think about the things you've done in your when you were 10. Hopeless because, hey, you feel like you're alone. Hopeless because, like, you feel like you're not believing anything. Honestly, when you're in that zone, let me tell you, from me to you, you need to come out of that ASAP, as soon as possible, because it can drag you down to where you're not even supposed to go, drag you down to where you're not supposed to be. This can affect everything about you, your work, your marriage, your study, your everything about. And if you're even a young guy in your 70, in your 17, 18, 14, whatever, and you feel hopeless, that means that there's no hope for you, or there's no hope in what you're doing. Trying to seek help. Because this can drag you to where you're not supposed to go. All right? If you're feeling that way, trying to come out of it. Moving forward, we're talking about overwhelming yourself. Ooh, overwhelming yourself. When you're too overwhelmed, that means there's so much going on within you. Honestly, there's so much going on, and you need to go for a walk, for example. Sometimes going for a walk does good because that breathe, it goes in within you and comes out. So you're taking in the good air, and it kind of can bring you good thoughts. It can bring you good energy. Other type of thinking. Let's just say that. Of being overwhelmed, sometimes it's not good. And if you're feeling that way, snap out of it. Try your best. You can call a friend, call your dad, call your mom, call someone, because sometimes in that field, it takes a hand to grab another hand to pull them out of it. Yeah? And it happens to every single one of us to feel that way. Jumping to conclusion. Ooh. Are you the one that you always jump into conclusion too quick? Are you that person? It happens to me as well. The person's talking. She's not even done yet, and boom, you in your mind, I'm already in to the end of the subject. I'm already at the end of the sentence, but that is not really what the person was supposed to say, or that is not really that's not how the project was supposed to end, but I'm already there. Jumping too much into conclusion is not correct. Go step by step. Take the time to walk. And if you feel the energy to run, then go for it. But even when you're running, take some pause here and there to get back your energy and keep on running again. Because no one can run from one corner to the other without even, take some rest. Stop jumping into conclusion. Stop jumping into conclusion too much. Fear of failure. You're starting something, as I said at the beginning, and somehow you're fearful that this business is not going to work. You're in this relationship, you really want to go forward with it, but somehow you're fearful that this thing is not going to work. Well, if you're fearful, let me tell you something, right? What you fear is exactly what's going to happen to you. I remember someone told me that one day. What you fear is exactly what is going to happen to you. If you're fearful of failing your driving test, let me tell you, you will fail your driving test because you put fear up front. Remove the fear and start motivating yourself enough to pass your driving test. Whatever it is that you're about to do, whatever it is that you feel like you want to invest in, you want to invest money. What is it, this project that you want to start off? Regardless what it is, if you keep on putting fear up front, it will not happen. But it will. That fear will come through. It will definitely come through. So this is why I'm saying, take fear off the project that you have going on, and put self-motivation. Put yourself with a good and positive mood enough to succeed whatever you're doing. I can go so much. We're talking about guilt and blameless. No. Those energy is not there. It's not supposed to be there. Don't put it there. Don't drag it in that box. Don't drag it in the field that you're in. You're going to work. Whatever it is, guilt goes so far in your head. Even though you did something wrong, yeah, you did. Everyone get to the point of making mistakes. It could be a small mistake, like it can be a big mistake. But if you're feeling guilty of whatever it is, you will not go forward. You will not go forward. And there's so much really I can say when it comes to self-motivation. Tonight, oh wow, self-motivation. You cannot start from A, expect to finish in Z without self-motivating yourself. It's impossible. It's absolutely impossible. And this is where I really want you to understand. It takes you and your vision and your energy and yourself to succeed. To succeed. Success is measured in so many levels. Success is measured in so many ways. Probably your success is to fly to Bahamas. Your success can be anything. Be able to have a family, finally. But in order to have all that, you need to self-motivate yourself. You can do it. You're amazing. You are great. You are unique. No one is like you. The same way how you were born the 17 and someone else was born the 16 or the 20th, where it shows already that you are not like the other. You are different, a different human being. So take care of yourself. Keep on motivate yourself, because you can do it. You can do it. Believe in yourself. One thing that people can't seem to do it because they don't believe in themselves. Start believing in you. Don't wait for your mom to tell you to believe in you first. Believe in you first. There's a journey here. You have a long journey to go. Baby, you have a long journey to go. You're probably just 12 or 13. What are you? 30, 40. You probably need to live to 130. Well, I don't know how far you need to go, but you have a long journey. So don't let anyone, anything stopping you from going where you need to go. And first, most important, do not remove self-motivation from your calendar, from yourself. All right? Regardless where you're starting. It was Gracia, Susuzande, and I'm so happy that I had every single one of you connected tonight, to make this show special. Connect yourself also again next week, same time, 8 o'clock, in the UK time. Let's motivate each other. Bring your plus and I'll bring mine. Let's build this wall. A wall cannot be built on its own or just with one person, but it can be done when all of us are putting the work. All right? Let's push Etincelle to the next level. So I need your help. Connect yourself. All right? You can also follow us on YouTube. Gracia.s Sucre d'Or. You can follow me also on Etincelle page, which is on Facebook. It has its own page. There's so much to say when it comes to this page. So many themes that we discuss with so many people, which can inspire you also in what you're doing. Connect yourself on my page, my personal page, which is Gracia Susuzande. I'm so happy you were there. See you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.